Racecourse Hotel and Motor Lodge, Ruapuna Speedway. We'll be cranking up very shortly. Event A, quarter midgets, then we move into the sprint car time trials. $250 up for grabs. If anyone can break our track record, 12.687 seconds. It stood since 2004. So Nathan Clive, that's certainly a record that is ripe for the picking when you consider the drivers that have had a lash at it and fallen short. The Sammy Swindells, McDonald, Brindle, Allard, all those guys have been here, haven't met the standard. What do you think the chances are? What we have to remember is that night, if you remember it, the conditions were absolutely perfect.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be a tough one to beat tonight. Of course, the sun's been going down on us all afternoon. A little bit of a breeze out there at the moment as well. Plenty of water being put on the track. Of course, we've had all the cars out on track, giving the track a bit of a preparation for this time trial that is coming up. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be tough. Whoever's going to do it has to have everything go their way. It has to be the perfect lap, and yeah. Wait and see, I guess.
Yeah, the girls over at the Track Shack, they've put up the $250, so they must have been reasonably confident that they'd be sitting on that money at the end of the night. At least I hope they were anyway. Right, quarter midgets coming out now with event A, and we will go down to Warwick. Big good evening, Warwick. Bit of an easterly blowing over your shoulder tonight. Well, don't forget to grab your program. They are just $4. They are available at the Track Shack, the official merchandise outlet here at the Racecourse Hotel and Motor Lodge, Ruapuna Speedway. Also available at the gate at the entrance to the stadium. Of course, this summer it is the 56th summer of Speedway here at Ruapuna Speedway, and it is brought to us by the Racecourse Hotel and Motor Lodge. You will find them at 118 Racecourse Road, famous for the roasts. They've got accommodation, awesome food, the restaurant TAB, and it is all go there. That is the Racecourse Hotel and Motor Lodge, 118 Racecourse Road. Right, we've got the first couple of sprint cars have come out for the time trials, which are coming up. Coming across the track right now, the 89 car of Jason Smith on the infield already, 73 Action, Sean Ashton, the 9 car of Nathan Astle. Yeah, they might just about need him back at the cricket today. Or you follow the cricket, Nathan. How are they going? Have we got a bit of a wag in the tail of the dog or whatever? Who knows? This is Speedway.
I've got other things to worry about instead of the cricket, unfortunately.
Newbie in the 22 car out of Nelson is Simon Rieta. The 19T car of Jamie Duff, 64C, the Flying Farmer. One of the real crowd favourites here at Ruapuna, and that is Matt Honeywell. Alan Chapman out there in the 44C car. So coming onto the track now, Big Bad Ben Gilmore, car number 83, the CJ Phillips construction machine. Super versatile, this fella. Won races here in TQs, sidecars, modified sprints, and midgets as well. He put in a couple of shows in midgets, so Big Ben, he knows how to put the foot up the bucket. 46 from Blenheim. An awful big welcome to Paddy North and the team behind the car number 46, the Paddy Wagon. Boy, haven't they had a wretched week up there. But that's Paddy. He is an absolute racer, and he made sure that he was not going to miss round number 1 of the Hydrolink Sprint Car War of the Wings Series. Car number 75, the Billy Bob's Hot Rod Emporium Cause Light number 75. That is the Flash, Chris Gerard. And a big welcome back to Curly Clements, car number 94, sat out a couple of seasons. Number 98T, the Hydrolink machine from the Deep South, that is Mark Evans. So this is how it works. Each driver will get 2 laps against the clock, which determines which group they will be going into. Well, we've got still a few more to come out. The 17C car, Jackson Lovelady. Big welcome to Jackson and his team to Ruapuna. 16T now. Matt Anderson, he set the fast time last year here at Ruapuna. In fact, 2 rounds of the War of the Wings, Matt Anderson set fast time. So he's on a bit of a roll, this boy. The 49T car, Slammin' Sam O'Callaghan, the Lakeland Glass Triple X. And here's the 44 machine of Daniel Anderson, the Ranch Bar and Grill. It was way down in Tiana. And as we so often say, if there was a sprint car race around 4 dead sheep anywhere in the mainland, Daniel Anderson would be one of the first cars that pulls into the pits. So here we go.
Here comes the 87, AJ.
Here's
Luke
the 87
Keegan.
coming out onto the track now. Yes, indeed. That is Luke Keegan, 3-time New Zealand modified champion. Come across to the sprint cars this year. 6C Luke Wetherell. Put some very good laps in at the pre-season practices. Runs on a, by his words, an almost non-existent budget. But boy, he's starting to get the job done. The Chicken Man, car number 95, the Avon Insurance Brokers, Ray Bourne. So we've got the War of the Wings officials down there just directing everyone into place. Car number 32C. First full season of sprint car racing. That is Martin Harcourt. Here's car number 11. The Iceman from Nelson. Hydrolink Maxim of Steve Sullivan. Boy, this guy, he's cut out some laps through the years in speedway racing. Desperately unlucky not to win a New Zealand Midget Car Championship a few years ago. And right behind him, the 69 car. And that is Brett Sullivan. Last year, Brett was living over in Australia, so we didn't see quite as much of him as we normally would. but he's back on terra firma here in the mainland, and expecting big things of the sausage in car number 69. Right, we'll be with you very, very shortly. Time trials for the Hydrolink Sprint Car War of the Wing Series. Track conditions down there, Warwick. Yeah, you'd probably remember the night that Waco set that record. Warwick, he had PJ Chesson had set the record on the previous Saturday night and got on the mic and told everyone that the only thing he wanted to do in New Zealand now, after having gone out and bare hand hunted pigs and jumped off bridges and so on, he wanted to kick Wakeling's butt in Christchurch. He said Wakeling thinks he's pretty good down there, and it was the perfect lap. I'll never forget it. Yeah, it sure did. We've had some good times as the season has gone on as well, and towards the latter part of last season. So, well, the standard of the sprint cars in the South Island is improving very, very quickly. First car out on the track, it is car number 73, Sean Action Ashton, the A1 Auto Parts Complete Automotive Triple X. 14th in last year's Sprint Car War of the Wing Series. So we'll come round. We'll get the time posted up very shortly for his first lap down. First lap in the books. It is a 15.05.01 for Ashton. A little bit of dust kicking up as the cars come out of the CJ Phillips Construction Town Bend. His second lap, a whole bunch better, a 13.68.53 for Sean Ashton, car number 73. Next one out on track is car number 9. It is Nathan Astle, certainly one of Canterbury's favourite sporting sons. The Bassick Transport Maxim, 11th last year at last year's Hydrolink War of the Wing Series. First lap in the books. We'll post the time as soon as it comes up. You will see some of the drivers starting to run a little high. It looks like the track may be just slightly tight for them. The 15.2.991, and he's already pulling on to the infield after just the one lap, 15.2.991. That's what will be logged for the 9 car, driven by Nathan Astle. Well, here's a guy that certainly gets the tongues wagging down here. It's showtime, Jason Smith. Set a lap record up at Woodford Glen last year in the hot lap sessions. In the Hella Motorsports Maxim. Certainly an up and down season for Smith last year. 24th in the points standings for last year's War of the Wings. Did not really do him credit. A lot of DNFs in there. First lap time is a 13.76.35. 13.76.35, so Sean Ashton still is the man with the 13.68.53 fast time. Smith's second lap, a 14.26.45, so he did lose just a little bit of momentum there. Fourth car out on the track, the 83 car. This is Big Bad Benny Gilmore, the Avon Insurance CJ Phillips, the Diff Shop Cool Chassis Machine. Second season in sprint cars. Last year he was second in the Trans-Tas Lightning Sprint Series, and twice he has finished second in the South Island TQ Championship. As we mentioned earlier on, certainly a very versatile racer. Also had a lash on sidecars. His first time is a 14:18:57, 1:4:18:57 for Ben Gilmore. Car number 83, the Cool Chassis Machine. This one sounds better, and it is. It's a 13:94:86, 13:94:86 for Ben Gilmore. Next one out on the track from Blenheim, car number 46C. It is Paddy North. And what an outstanding racer this man is, the M&D Freighting J&J. Mr. Versatile. Last year he cut laps, Super Saloons, sprint cars. He was second in the 2014-2015 New Zealand Saloon Car Championship. First lap in the book for Paddy is a 14:14:65, 1:4:14:65 for Paddy North. 11th in last year's Hydrolink Sprint Car War of the Wings standings. And his early season performances were good. Yeah, he's knocked a little bit off his time. His best time is a 14:06:27. 14:06:27. Car number 44 from way down in Tiana. It's the Fairview Fat Duck Triple X. Daniel Anderson, third in last year's South Island Championship, a three-time winner of the Salute to Goody Classic. And he's already got a big circle around that one on our calendar for this year. It's quick time for Anderson, a 13:54:74. Of course, Anderson goes up and campaigns in the United States, where you have to run the time trials to even get into the show. Second lap for Anderson is even better. It's a 13:35:32. So quick time so far in the Hydrolink Sprint Cars time trials is Daniel Anderson, a 13:35:32. Luke Wetherall, just a young buck in the sprint cars. Car number 6, a Maxim. The Goss Cut concrete cutting machine. Bit of a low entrance to the corner, losing a little bit of the handling as he exits those corners. Certainly a very keen young campaigner, Luke Wetherall. His first lap time is going to be a 15:42:23. So Luke Wetherall, 15:42:23. The checkered flag coming out for him this time. Let's see if he can just get a little bit of an improvement on that one. And he does. He moves up to a 14:67:56. 14:67:56 for Luke Wetherall. He will be very, very happy with that. Well, here he is. He's one of the king of the kids here at Ruapuna. Car number 64, the Flying Farmer from down Methven Way. Matt Honeywell, the Sky Farmers Aviation Planes and Regattas Maxim, two-time and current War of the Wings champion. He's one of the co-champions this year. Winner of the 2015-16 New Zealand Sprint Car Grand Prix. First lap for Honeywell is a 13:85:50. Let's see what he can pull out of the hat. A good line through the Stadium Cars Prison Bend, and Honeywell moves up into the second quick time with a 13:41:06. So the quick time at this stage is held down by Daniel Anderson. Car number 44 from Christchurch. It is Alan Chapman, and the Chapman Contracting Maxim had a wretched season last year. Eventually finished 29th in the War of the Wings points, third in the 2007-2008 South Island Sprint Car Championship, former boat racer, and just wanted to go way fast on the ground. Chapo's first lap is a 14:33:43. Got a bit of work to do to start climbing his way up the ladder. Can you just see some of the drivers running a slightly higher line through the corners? And that was a 13:03:13. Car number 17. Well, he's already won the best promotional video of the year. Alan Chapman's time, 14.03.13. Whoa, not exactly the lead up to the green flag that Jackson Lovelady would want. And the Megan Turbo McElray Hire Maxim, former saloon car racer, been around Speedway all his life, and in fact started out riding junior solos. Lovelady's first lap of 14.27.91. He should better that. Remember that very untidy lead up to the green flag. Certainly looks a little bit tidier through the corners this time. And Lovelady, a 14... That's still registering 14.1240 for him. 14.1240. Next cab off the rank, the 32 car. This is Martin Harcourt, the Value Cars Warehouse Triple X. Another former saloon car racer. First season in sprint cars. By his own admission, really wasn't sure about jumping into the Lions' Den, but he has absolutely loved it. Martin's first lap is a 14.35.81. Certainly a very tidy driver and a massive supporter of Speedway in Canterbury. Martin Harcourt from Value Cars. His second lap is a 14.0241. So the Track Shack's $250 certainly looking very secure at this stage. Their bank manager will be happy. Car number 49T from Cromwell. It is Slammin' Sam O'Callaghan in the Triple X. 8th in last year's Hydrolink War of the Wings series. Nephew of the captain, Jason Scott. Very keen to show that he's a little bit more than the cabin boy in that ship. And that was a 15.5068. Sounds a little bit flat, the Lakeland Glass Triple X. Second time for O'Callaghan, a 15.0809. Here he is, it is the Iceman, Steve Sullivan in the Hydrolink Maxim from Nelson. 3-time South Island Midget Car Champion. Second in the 95-96 New Zealand Midgets. Second in the 94-95 South Island Sprint Cars. 5th in last year's Hydrolink Sprint Car War of the Wings series. Certainly a veteran of Speedway racing, and Sully's first lap is a 14.11.26, which is currently 9th quickest. 14.11.26 for Sullivan. The run for the checkered flag for car number 11, and that goes right up to 5th quick. It's a 13.78.68. Right out behind him, another of the Hydrolink cars. This is car number 98. Mark Evans from the wild and deep south, the Hydrolink Triple X, second in the 2014-15 South Island Sprint Car Championship. Didn't run the full campaign in last year's War of the Wings series. Ended up being 25th in the points standing. And Evans' first lap is the 11th quick at a 14.38.33. The run for the line for Evans. And again, another driver that's been catapulted right up the standings. He's into 7th quick with a 14.0204. 14.0204. Here he is, it's the captain, Jason Scott, in the 88T machine. 5-time South Island Sprint Car Champion. Has campaigned in the USA and over in Australia. The Edge Parts and Performance Triple X. Former War of the Wings champion. Last year, he finished 5th in the War of the Wings point standings. Scott's first lap is a 14.42.90. Running a slightly lower line than a lot of the other drivers. Moves up to 6th with a 13.83.22. Well, it's the Duff Man. Many reckon that he is the most likely to claim the bonus booty. Jamie Duff in the Concut Triple X from Christchurch, this year contracting to Cromwell. 2009/10 South Island Sprint Car Champion, the 2014-15 New Zealand Sprint Car Champion. Another driver, big wheelie from Duff. Boy, he's got the tiger by the tail. That will be a big hindrance to a good lap time. Yeah, 14:31.60 if he can keep all four on the floor. We certainly expect a much better time this time round for Duff. But it does only move him up to 8th quick. It's a 14:00.15 for Jamie Duff. 14:00.15. Car number 69 out of Nelson. It's the sausage, Brett Sullivan in the Hydrolink Maxim. 9th in last year's Hydrolink War of the Wings standings. Was working over in Australia, shifted back home. Really, to give the War of the Wings series his utmost attention. First lap for Sullivan is a 14:26.37. Just see the town bend there just starting to chop up a little. About 4 metres off the pole line. Sullivan's second lap. Just looking for that to post. 14:22.06. 14:22.06. Car 75, it's the Flash, Chris Gerard, the Freeman Motorsports, Coors Light, Big Mac, Maxim. One War of the Wing feature win to his credit last year, 7th in last year's War of the Wings point standings. The guy that leaves absolutely nothing on the plate. Puts the right rear up into the cushion, and Gerard's first time is 8th quick at a 13:09.771. Another one of the boys that knows how to put his foot hard to the floor. Second lap time for Gerard takes him to 4th quick, a 13:07.007. 13:07.007. So Daniel Anderson still our quick time holder at a 13:35.32. Matt Honeywell 13:41.06. Sean Ashton a 13:68.53. Let's see what the driver of car number 94 can do. That is Greg Curly Clements, the Clements Engineering machine. Long-time campaigner in sprint cars. Second in the 2001-2002 South Island Championship. Sat out most of last season. And his first time was a 14:16.68. Second time is a 14:42.92. Now we've got car number 16. Remember we mentioned earlier, Matt Anderson twice set the quick time at War of the Wings events last year. The Rodic Triple X, some Penrite signage on it, and the Fairview from Queenstown. Current Ruapuna 6-shooter, 1 lap record holder, 13th in last year's War of the Wings standings. Anderson's first time is a 14:50.82. 14:50.82. Checkered flag comes out for him. Let's see what he can do this time round. Yeah, moves him up a little, a 14:08.46. Car number 87. What have we got? 2 more cars to go after this. Car number 87, Luke Keegan. The BRT Motorsport Maxim, first season in sprint cars, a 3-time New Zealand modified champion. Did start his Speedway days out here in the modified sprints. He's got the tiger by the tail. First lap time of 14:50.19. Good opportunity to improve. Nice tidy lap into the Stadium Cars Prison Bend. The run down to the flag, and Keegan moves right up to 3rd quick with a 13:54.29. A stunning effort by Luke Keegan. 3rd quick Bumps Sean Ashton down a peg. Here's number 95. It is the Chicken Man, Ray Bourne. The Avon Insurance Brokers Advanced Panel and Paint Maxim. Former number 2 in New Zealand for midget cars. Two-time and co-current War of the Wings champion. Of course, last year's War of the Wings series was a tie between Alan Woods from Australia, Matt Honeywell and Bourne. Bourne's first lap of 14.40.67. Loses a lot of momentum in the stadium cars, Prison Bend. That's going to be a 14.26.80, so the Chicken Man will not be particularly happy about that. And last car out, it's car number 22, Simon Rieta, a newcomer in a Maxim, ex-boat racer. First outing in sprint cars. So he will take the green flag. He'll circulate just to register a time. His first time as a was a 20 point something, but this one 17.85.68, 17.85.68 for Simon Rieta. First night out in sprint cars. Good on him for getting out there and giving it a crack. Well, that's pretty darn good. 15.45.28, 15.45.28. So we'll quickly run through the first half dozen times. Daniel Anderson takes out the quick time, 13.35.32. Matt Honeywell at 13.41.06. Luke Keegan at 13.54.29. Sean Ashton at 13.68.53. Chris Gerard at 13.7.007. Rounding out the top 6 was Jason Smith with a 14.26.45.
Hi, I'm Malcolm Narthai from Suck It Up Limited. If you're in the Canterbury area and need any hydro excavation, water blasting, vacuum loading, any septic tank cleaning or CCTV of your pipelines, please give me a call or contact us on our Facebook page.
Suck It Up Limited, 740 Marston Road, Christchurch. Call them 24 hours a day on 027 588 8809.
Well, hello, good evening and welcome. Night number 2 of the 56th Summer of Speed here at Racecourse Hotel and Motor Lodge, Ruapuna Speedway. Tonight the ground is going to rumble in the best way possible. First round of this summer's Hydrolink War of the Wings, plus supporting action from the cast to the fast. Hi folks, I'm AJ. Always great to be part of the announcing team here, along with the Big W, Warwick Courstanier on the infield, boy wonder Nathan Clive. And without further ado, let's get the show on the road with tonight's first race. It is the modified sprints. And some pretty frenetic action at the opening meeting, Nathan, from the modified sprints. And Kate Warren robbed of a clean sweep. She'd be looking for better tonight, wouldn't she?
Yeah, she certainly would, AJ. Getting set for the modified sprints, the first race of the evening for them. And it is the 74 of Verna McAfee on the front row, on the outside the 33 of Brendan Daly. 8 laps the distance for the modified sprints. This is their first race of the evening. We drop the green flag and away we go. So head on down to the CJ Phillips Construction Town Bend for the first time. Verna McAfee down onto the grass. He's lost a couple of positions, so it is the 99 of Charlie Jackson and the Alex Suzuki GSXR that leads the field around on lap number 1. Sitting in second place, the 42 of Kate Warren, and we're still going out there on the track. 42 Kate Warren sitting there in second place. Then we go back to the 14 of Clayton Phillips sitting there in third place. Fourth place we go back to the 33 of Brendan Daly, the 11 of Courtney Jones, the next one in the queue. Then we go back to the 74 of Verna McAfee, the 84 of Paul Cox, and the 21 of Nicola Thompson. Back up with the race leaders, and here goes Kate Warren. Just gives the wall a bit of a tap. The 42 machine comes unstuck. Gathers back up the momentum. So Charlie Jackson with 4 laps to go, leading the race through the CJ Phillips Construction Town Bend they go. The 42 Kate Warren recovering after that touch on the CJ Phillips Construction Town Bend. Warren sitting there in second place. And we go back to the 14 of Clayton Phillips, the CJ Phillips Construction Hinchcraft Suzuki. Kenny Jones and the Springston Hotel. Brian Hunt contracting number 11, the Hinchcraft, doing a good job sitting there in fourth place. Tacky conditions greeting the modified sprints in their first race, just coming up to some lap traffic. The 99 of Charlie Jackson, we haven't seen him so far yet this season. Great to see him back and leading the first heat of the modified sprints. Here comes Kate Warren. Down the inside they run side by side. Charlie Jackson closes the door on the race leader. Oh, they're going to come into grief with a lap car. Nicola Thompson in the 21 allows the 42 of Kate Warren to get underneath. The checkered flag will come out and Kate Warren will steal the victory in heat number 1 for the modified sprints. Charlie Jackson crossing line in second place ahead of the 14 Clayton Phillips. The 11 of Courtney Jones finishing there in fourth position ahead of the 33 Brendan Daly. 74 Verna McAfee. 84 Paul Cox, the next one across the line. And the 21 of Nicola Thompson rounding out the modified sprints for their first heat. Kate Warren back to her winning ways.
Hi, Scott here from X Factor Cars, Southland's V8 specialists, stockists of the South Island's biggest selection of Holden HSV, also with a wide range of everything Ford, FPV and classic American muscle. With an in-house finance specialist, we can tailor build a package to suit each and every budget, from no deposit, structured payments and up to 60-month terms. If we don't have it in stock, our team will search high and low to find what you want. Check out our testimonials, xfactorcars.co.nz.
Second race out on the track. The 6 shooters. Could be a good track for them tonight, Nathan. Nice and smooth, a little bit of moisture in it at this stage.
Yeah, those big wheels will certainly help big time for this one as the Stadium Cars pace truck comes on out to lead the field around as the grid starts to form up. 33 Farmers Jet Skis of Darryl Wright. They're the 7, the Dyers Road ITM Pringle Homes, number 7 of Jason Manson sitting there in second row. Beside him, the 49 of Gene Spooner.
It is event 1A, by the way, Nathan. It's not in the program. Just to give us a wee bit more time for the sprint car officials down there to get their groupings done. We don't mind one little bit.
No, it's good. We'll keep the program rolling on through. That is Jason Manson on the front row. Alongside him, the 33 of Darryl Wright. Then we go back to the second row, the 49 of Gene Spooner, the SEA Earthworks, Southeast Earthworks. number 49 on the second row. Next to him is the 88 of Peter Keith. Then we go back to the 14 of Charlene Jemmett and the Gemmett's Power Tool Services at the Hunt's Beauty Therapy. Alongside him is the 57 of Johnny Abel. Then we go back to the 75 of Andrew Gregg. Alongside him, the 37 of John Spooner. And then we go back to the 71 of Chris Jemmett. So as we get set for the 6 shooters race 1A, and it is Jason Manson that leads the field down to the CJ Phillips Construction Town Bend for the first time. As everybody just makes their way through down the back straight. And it is the 33 of Darryl Wright that slots into second place. The 88 of Peter Keith having a great battle in the early laps with the 49 of Gene Spooner. The 57 of Johnny Abel in behind. 75 of Andrew Gregg. They are the top 6, half dozen. On the first lap it is Jason Manson who leads the field around the Dyers Road ITM. Pringle Holmes, number 7, heads the 6 shooter field. Event 1A for the 6 shooters. Darryl Wright sitting there in second place. The Farnley Jet Skis, number 33. So they head through the Stadium Cars Prison Bend. Just already starting to see a little bit of that racetrack just lifting up in the early part of the race. In the turns, of course, the time trials for the sprint cars have certainly shuffled a bit of the dirt around in the early part of the evening. Look for Darryl Wright to try and make some sort of a move. We got 5 laps to go. And the gap just half a car length in between Darryl Wright and the 7 of Jason Manson. The J&J Pringle Holmes Dyers Road ITM of Jason Manson leading the field. Back to the 33, the Triple X of Darryl Wright. Right on the tail, waiting for Jason Manson to make some sort of mistake. Peter Keith in the 88 sitting there in that 3rd position. Then we go back to the 75 of Andrew Gregg, 71 of Chris Jemmett. The J&J Gemmett's Power Tool Services Hitachi. Number 71, Ridgeline Builders, sitting there in that 5th position, right in behind the 75 of Andrew Gregg. We get the white flag out for Jason Manson. 1 lap to go, and Charlene Jemmett could be the puzzle in the piece. Where can Darryl Wright look to go? Jason Manson's going to go down the inside. Darryl Wright round the outside. Is he going to have the momentum through the Stadium Cars Prison Bend to get the pass done? It's going to be close to the line. The 7 of Jason Manson gets there ahead of the 33 of Darryl Wright. Peter Keith in the 88 through in 3rd ahead of Andrew Gregg in the 75. 71 Chris Jemmett will be the next one home ahead of the 57 of Johnny Abel. 49 Gene Spooner ahead of 37 John Spooner, father and son. And the 14 of Charlene Jemmett rounding out the 6-shooter field.
Midgets are coming out. We've got the midget cars coming out. This will be the Cruiser Caravan Midgets. Of course, Cruiser Caravans. Go and see Dick Gray and the team at Cruiser Caravans, 220 Parwell Road. Best value caravans in town for your home away from home. Go and see Dick Gray and the team at Cruiser Caravans. Next meeting here at the Racecourse Hotel and Motor Lodge Ruapuna Speedway is on December the 3rd. The High Avon Specialised Services South Island Sidecar Championship, plus the Ryan Stone TQ Tribute. Also on the program that night, we've got quarter midgets and 6 shooters. the sidecars. I think we're 16, 17 sort of entries right now. They will be closed soon, so that'll be an interesting night. The sidecars returning here, and the track crew know exactly what they've got to do for the sidecars that night. The High Ab and Specialised Services South Island Sidecar Championship, December the 3rd. That is the same night as the Hydrolink Sprint Cars up in Nelson, and then leading up to Christmas on December the 10th, the Value Cars Warehouse Fireworks and Christmas Classic, plus a round of the Southern Midget Car Series. So that's going to be an absolute ripper. Then we actually have to wait some time till the 13th and 14th of January, the Canterbury Water Blasting 47th New Zealand Sprint Car Championship. Right, looking around for some elusive bits of paper, aren't we? Here we go.
Okay, we get into the midgets. We have the grids. Unfortunately, scratching for the 27 of Nathan Blomqvist, so grid 1 will be empty. The 4 of Jeremy Webb. Good to see him finally getting in the new midget that they have purchased. So Jeremy Webb in the 4 car set go off grid number 2. The 5 of Scotty Miller will go off grid number 3. 36 of Glenn Jury will go from grid number 4. The 7 of Gary Chadwick will go from grid number 5. And the 87 of Scott Bailey, who did well on debut last meeting out. He will start out of the position number 6. The 21 from contractor to Nelson, of course, lives in Dunedin, that is our favourite traveller. Gavin Wilkie will go from grid number 7. The 71 of Jay Chadwick will go out of grid position number 8. And in the Dion Roxford car this evening, a new driver in the midgets. We've seen him race TQs, and that is Tim Miller, who normally runs the 29 TQ. He's jumped on board the Dion Roxford number 69 car, so great to see Tim out there in the midget. The Stadium Cars pace vehicle leads the field around. We wait for the grids to form up. Unfortunate there for Nathan Blomqvist, was due to go off grid number 1. Unfortunately, something's happened to the car, so he is unable to make it out for this one. Hopefully we could see him a little bit later on. So that leaves Jeremy Webb on the front row. You know, Jeremy pedaling the 69 Dion Roxford car last year. So we wait for the pace vehicle to pull off as the field comes on round. Thanks for that, Warwick. So Jeremy Webb, the K&T Drainage number 4 midget, leads the field around. 5 Scotty Miller in that second place on the grid, the second row, alongside him the 36 of Glenn Jury. And boy, if you missed the midget feature last week, the midget boys certainly put on a show. Glenn Jury and Tom Lumsden, unfortunately not running the midget tonight. They were doing slide jobs lap after lap for the feature. Fantastic racing between the two of them. Glenn Jury in the Axis Man number 36, looking to repeat that here again tonight. The Stadium Cars pace vehicle pulls on to the infield. We're getting set to go for the midgets heat number 1. It will be over 8 laps. 4 of Jeremy Webb on the front row all by himself. So come up to the chalk line to start the midgets. Here we go. We're underway and racing with the midgets. And it's Jeremy Webb that leads them down to the CJ Phillips Construction Town Bend for the first time. Glenn Jury in the 36, the Access Man car, sitting there in second place. We'll go back to the 7 of Gary Chadwick. In the Chadwick Builders, number 7, Yellow Machine, in third place. Then we go back to the 5 of Scotty Miller. Sitting there, and they have 4th position. Here comes the 21 of Gavin Wilkie, trying to poke the nose up the inside through the Stadium Cars Prison Bend. Can't get the pass done for 4th place. Now trying to move again on the pole line, trying to make the pass stick. The battle for 4th and 5th. Held down currently by Scotty Miller in the 5 machine. We go back to the 21 of Gavin Wilkie. Then we go back to the 87 of Scott Bailey, 71 of Jay Chadwick, and the 69 of Tim Miller. Rounding out the midget field, back with the leader is the 4 of Jeremy Webb. K&T Drainage, Conquer, number 4 machine. Jeremy Webb doing what he does best, only this time doing out in front in the midget in the early stages of the midget heat. Halfway home, 3 laps to go this time for heat number 1 of the midgets. The Access Man 36 of Glenjury sits there in 2nd place. In the Spike, Stanton Mopar sitting there in that 2nd place, just gets a little bit of a bump through the Stadium Cars Prison Bend. Manages to gather it up. The white flag coming out next time by Chadwick Builders, number 7, Aggressor Esslinger of Gary Chadwick sitting there in 3rd place, but here comes the white flag for Jeremy Webb. The Bricker Esslinger, K&T Drainage, number 4, Jeremy Webb just catches the cush on the in to the CJ Phillips Construction Town Bend. We'll go back to Glenjury. Gary Chadwick, the battle for 4th and 5th still on. Scotty Miller still there over the 21 of Wilkie. Checker flag comes out. Jeremy Webb takes out the heat win in the midgets. Second across the line, the 36 of Glenjury. Gary Chadwick in the 7 car sitting there in 3rd. And we go back to the 5 of Scotty Miller holding off Gavin Wilkie. 87 of Scott Bailey, the next one ahead of 71 Jay Chadwick and the 69 of Tim Miller.
Don't tell me 'cause it hurts.
After the devastating Christchurch earthquakes, there has always been one name you can rely on when it comes to scaffolding in Canterbury. Elliott Scaffolding have a purpose-built fleet of vehicles and a fully trained crew that can get the job done. From that small project to the bigger ones and some of the unique ones. Phone now and speak to Trevor and the team at Elliott Scaffolding Christchurch.
Okay, as we get the TQs aligned on up, just searching for the magic paperwork once again. Seems to have eluded us tonight. Nevertheless, we will continue. So it looks like 33, Tyler Warnock will go off grid position number 1. 12, Kimberly Yeatman, the Dirt Flirt, will start on grid position number 2. Go back to the 24 of Daniel Jenkins on grid number 3. 72 of Brett Booth will go on grid number 4. Back to the first of the Access Van cars, and that is the 36 car of Gareth Nixon. Alongside him, the 84 of Ben Morgan. Here we go. TQ's heat number 1. 8 laps the distance, and it is Kimberly Yeatman, the Dirt Flirt, that leads us down to the CJ Phillips Construction Town Bend for the first time. Ben Morgan trying to go way up wide on the CJ Phillips Construction Town Bend. Loses a couple of positions. Probably not the ideal place that he wants to be running in the early stages of the race. But it is Yeatman who leads the field on lap number 1, the 33 of Tyler Warnock sitting there in 2nd place. Brett Booth just makes a little bit of a mistake. That's all. Kyle Glover needs to move up into 4th behind the 24 of Daniel Jenkins. So Jenkins now sitting in that third place. The 16 of Kyle Glover in the fourth position. Then we go back to the 36 of Gareth Nixon. Then we go back to the 3 NZ of Liam McCoubrey. The 9 car pulls onto the infield. Then we go back to the 3 of Liam McCoubrey, now trying to get past the 36 of Gareth Nixon. Makes the pass stick. Moves himself up now into the top 5. With Nixon followed by the 72 of Brett Booth for Daniel McKinley. Then we go back to the 35 of Adam Gent, 63 of Mike Moulin, the 84 of Ben Morgan there as well. Back up with the race leaders. Kimberly Yeatman in the 12 car leads the field around. So come into the Stadium Cars Prism Bend half race distance for the TQs in heat number 1. And the Harris Suzuki GSX-R 750, the ENI Engineering Evo Parts Happy Hire. Number 12 of Kimberly Yeatman leads the field with a couple of laps left to go. The white flag not too far away. Look for second place there, the 33 of Tyler Warnock. 16 Kyle Glover's found himself up now ahead of the 24 of Daniel Jenkins. So Kyle Glover sitting in that third place. The 3 of Liam McCoubrey can't. 3 NZ, the V Energy number 3 of Liam McCoubrey trying to find his way up into the top 4, right on the tail of Daniel Jenkins with the last lap for Kimberly Yeatman. She's going to come through the Stadium Cars Prism Bend left to negotiate. She will take out the first win for the TQs. Kimberly Yeatman, the Happy Hire.co.nz, number 12 takes the win ahead of 33 Tyler Warnock, the 16 of Kyle Glover home in third position. 24 Daniel Jenkins with 3 NZ of Liam McCoubrey, Brett Booth rounding out the first 6 half dozen.
Welcome to Hamner Springs and to Hamner Holiday Homes. Situated just 90 minutes from Christchurch, call our team to arrange your next holiday with action aplenty. From those who like to relax through to the thrill seeker. Choose from over 200 holiday homes with taste that caters for all. Bring the kids or relax with your partner and admire the fantastic views on offer. Book now to secure your next adventure. www.hamnerholidayhomes.com.
Moving right on, it is 6-shooter time. The Gemets Power Tool Services 6-shooters. Head to Gemets at 53 Shands Road in Hornby. Sales and service of leading brands of power tools. And the Summer Speedway again brought to us by the Racecourse Hotel and Motor Lodge, 118 Racecourse Road. All those facilities I've got there, the awesome food, the accommodation. They got the TAB there. Live music in the sports bar every weekend. So support the sports that support our sport. That is the legendary Racecourse Hotel and Motor Lodge. And of course Value Cars, the big red shed at the Hagley end of Morehouse Avenue 32. Morehouse Avenue. Value Cars, Value Finance and Value Trailers. It's all there, 32 Morehouse Avenue.
Here we go with the 6-shooters. This is event number 7 in the program. 8 laps to distance. It is the 71 of Chris Jemmett on the front row. Alongside him, the 37 of John Spooner. 75 Andrew Gregg alongside the 57 of Johnny Abel as we get set for the 6-shooters. Heat number 2 for them. Great start, even start down to the CJ Phillips Construction Town Bend. A couple looking to go upstairs. 7 of Jason Manson, the 33 of Dale Wright, coming from the back of the field, but it is Chris Jemmett who leads the field for lap number 1. 75 Andrew Gregg sitting there in that second place. Sockburn Mowers and Chainsaws Triple X, 75 of Andrew Gregg slots there in that second place. Then we go back to the 57 of Johnny Abel. And behind him, the 88 of Peter Keith, already the 33 of Darryl Wright and the 7 of Jason Manson tucked in positions 5 and 6. Chris Gemmett and the Ridgeline Builders. Gemmett's Power Tool Services, number 71, leads this field. 3 laps into the books this time by, and it's a half a car length advantage that Chris Gemmett has over the 75 of Andrew Grigg. One spun around, the 49 of Gene Spooner. Lights are still green. He can start it up and get it going. He's going to get it going. So the yellows don't come on. Oh, and just as I say that, down in the CJ Phillips Construction Town Bend, there's a bit of a car park happening down there. The 57 of Johnny Abel, the first one involved in that. So we head on to the yellow.
Yeah, the officials up here were getting highly excited, yelling out, go, 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 and he did. And then the rest of them came along, Warwick. Of course, the 6-shooter's powered by V6 Holden Commodore engines. They utilise pretty much a standard sprint car chassis, so we've already had 1 or 2 guys come out of the 6-shooter class and run the sprint cars. Great way to start. Also, notice the age group that are catered for in the 6-shooter division. We've got some oldies, we've got some youngies, and we've got everything in between as well.
So 5 laps left to run in the 6-shooters. Chris Gemmett leading the field around. We're going to go back under green. 3 laps in the book, 5 to go. And it's the 71 of Chris Gemmett that leads the field under the green. Andrew Grigg in the 75 sitting there in that second place. Peter Keith in the 88 holding third at the stage. Half race distance for the 6-shooters and sliding their way through the CJ Phillips Construction Town Bend. The race leaders head on down. The Ridgeline Builders, number 71 of Chris Gemmett, holding on to the race lead. Andrew Grigg doing a stellar job sitting there in second. A bit of a gap back, 3 or 4 car lengths back to the 88 of Peter Keith. 57 of Johnny Abel looped it down in the stadium cars prism, and he's decided to park it on the infield. Darryl Wright in the 33 trying to find a way past Peter Keith for that 3rd position. Jason Manson there in the 4th, in the 5th place, right in behind him. The white flag comes out for Chris Gemmett. 75 Andrew Grigg sitting there in that 2nd place. Peter Keith in the 88 ahead of the 33 of Darryl Wright. Just makes a little bit of a mistake through the CJ Phillips Construction Town Bend. Jason Manson trying to close up as well. The checkered flag going to come out for the race winner, and that is the 71 of Chris Gemmett. 75 Andrew Grigg ahead of the 88 of Peter Keith. Darryl Wright getting ahead of Jason Manson. Gene Spooner ahead of Father John, and Charlene Gemmett completes the 8 cars that finished the 6-shooters' 2nd race. Well, the more sponsors, the merrier, I say.
Oh, dear me. It is the missing link.
We go modified sprints for their 2nd race. We drop the green flag and away we go. The 42 of Kate Warren leads them through the field for the first time. Through the CJ Phillips Construction Town Bend, the 99 of Charlie Jackson sitting there in that 2nd place. He's in a female sandwich because Courtney Jones in the 11 car sits there in that 3rd position. We go back to the 14 of Clayton Phillips. Here goes Charlie Jackson trying to make a move on the exit of the CJ Phillips Construction Town Bend. Can't make the pass stick, so it's Warren who leads. The Brian Hum Contracting, Burke's Earthworks, Avon Insurance, number 42, leads the field around. Charlie Jackson in the Jackson Motorsport in second place. Then we go back to the 11 of Courtney Jones. The next one in the queue is the 14 of Clayton Phillips. The Jones Road Auto CJ Phillips Construction, number 14 of Clayton Phillips sitting there in that fourth position. Then we go back to the 33 of Brendan Daly, Avon Insurance Brokers, number 33. The Hinchcraft sitting there in that fifth position. 21 of Nicola Thompson, and the 84, who is tonight being driven by Les Summerfield. The High-Tech Automotive, number 84, right in behind. A couple of laps left to go for the modified sprints. Race leader Kate Warren doing a good job holding off the 99 of Charlie Jackson. Runs the cush through the Stadium Cars Prison Bend. A white flag will come out next time by for Kate Warren, on track to take her second victory of the evening. Got one lap to go, just gets a little stuck on the Stadium Cars Prison Bend cush. The white flag comes out. Charlie Jackson chasing hard in the 99 machine, just catches the bump on the CJ Phillips Construction Town and Bend. Loses a little bit of momentum. Kate Warren just coming onto the back of the 84 of Les Summerfield. That's not going to stop her as she takes out heat number 2 for the modified sprints. The 99 of Charlie Jackson home in second. 11 Courtney Jones will finish in third, ahead of the 14 Clayton Phillips. Brendan Daly in the 33 in fifth, ahead of Nicola Thompson and Les Summerfield. That's how they finish heat number 2 for the modified sprints.
Get
At Mag and Turbo, we're not just a mag wheel shop, we're a supermarket for tyres. Street, track or economy, we have a performance tyre to suit your driving and your budget. 17-inch tyres from $119, 18-inch tyres from $139 and 19-inch tyres from $179. When you buy tyres off us, you get one of these. Free tyre rotation, puncture repairs and alignment checks for the life of the tyres. If you need performance tyres, give us a call. 0800 MAGS for you.
Coming up next, it is the Hang Up Entertainment Services Midgets. Of course, Hang Up Entertainment Services, staging, lighting and rigging, plus associated equipment for concerts and shows New Zealand-wide. Hey, big shout out to our old mate Nisbo. I had to get Nisbo on standby potentially to cover for me tonight, so I hope you're enjoying the show, Nisbo, and yeah, we'll make sure the Coors Light fridge is nice and full next time you're lurking around my neck of the woods. Midget cars, of course, a couple of big midget car shows here as the season goes on as well. We've got the New Zealand Midget Car Grand Prix on the 4th of January. Before that's the K&T Drainage Garden City Midget Car Classic. Both of them will be very, very good shows, no doubt about that. And then on March the 11th, the Equus South Island Midget Car Championship. That's the same night as the Royce Clive Engineering Salute to Goody for the sprint cars. It's going to be a beauty. Right, Nathan, here we go with the midgets.
Here we go. Scott Bailey leads the field to the CJ Phillips Construction Town Bend. And we've gone yellow. The start of the race not quite satisfactory for Speedway New Zealand, so we're going to rack him and stack him once again. So Scott Bailey and Gary Chadwick on the front row. On the second row, Glenn Jury, Scott Miller, Jeremy Webb and Nathan Blomqvist, who's parked up on the infield, obviously in car issues not allowing him to start this one. I'm sure Warwick will give us all the details. Gavin Wilkie, Jay Chadwick and the 69 of Tim Miller in the Dion Roxford machine. Here we go, getting set for a start. Gary Chadwick leads the field down to the CJ Phillips Construction Town, being Glenn Jury in the 36 car, sitting there in second place. Oh, that's not what you want to see coming out of the 7 car, bit of smoke. Glenn Jury leads the field around under green conditions. Jeremy Webb sitting there in that second place. The K&T Drainage number 4 midget sitting there in second place. The 21 of Gavin Wilkie sitting in that third position. We go back to the 71, Jay Chadwick in that machine. 87, Scott Bailey coming up through the field after being started from the rear. Scotty Miller in the 5. Then we go back to Tim Miller in the 69, the Dion Roxford machine. Rounding out the midget field, Glenn Jury heads the field of the midget class. CJ Phillips Construction Town Bend is where they are, and is the access man number 36 that leads the field. Jeremy Webb doing a great job sitting there in that second position, holding on in behind the race leader in the Brecker S. Linger number 4. Jeremy Webb, he heads down Glenn Jury, the Stanton Mopar Spike machine leading the field. The front 2 cars just starting to gap guys down into the high 15-second bracket as they chase each other. Webb looking for any way past the 36 of Jury. And we've gone yellow 1 up on its side as the field slows on down, and the safety crew head on over to check out who that is. I think it's the 71 car on its side as the safety crew head on over to check him out. Don't know if you saw that one, Warwick. I was watching the great battle between Glenn Jury and Jeremy Webb. Jeremy Webb doing a great job in behind sitting in behind Glenn Jury. Those front two had just started to pull away from Gavin Wilkie in the 21 machine. Scott Bailey sitting there in that fourth place. Tim Miller, Scott Miller, and Jay Chadwick. Here we go. We're back under the green. We head on down to the CJ Phillips Construction Town bend. It's Jury who leads the field. Jeremy Webb looking for an inside pass down low. Oh, Glenn Jury just gets a little stuck up, and that's all that Jeremy Webb needs. He now moves into the lead of the race. But here comes Jury back down the inside, trying to put a slider on underneath. Can't make it. Stick the drive out of the corner for Jeremy Webb. Lot greater. He starts to sit now on the cushion in front of Glenn Jury. So it is Jeremy Webb, the K&T Drainage number 4, that leads the way. Jury sitting there in second. Gavin Wilkie sitting there in third. He's got a couple of car lengths back to the 87 of Scott Bailey. Tim Miller there in the 69, having a great battle with the 5 of Scotty Miller. 71 Jay Chadwick there as well. White flag is out for Jeremy Webb. Starts his last lap on the way home. Heads down to the Stadium Cars Prison Bend. Glenn Jury doesn't quite have enough to catch up on the exit of the Stadium Cars Prison Bend, and Jeremy Webb will take out the midgets. Their second heat tonight. Jeremy Webb, that's 2 from 2 for tonight for the midgets. Just getting there ahead of Glenn Jury. Gavin Wilkie ahead of the 87, Scott Bailey. Tim Miller getting ahead of Scott Miller, and Jay Chadwick rounding out the midget field.
It's dark and I'm smoking a lot. It's bleeding my heart again. Your lips make words to say. I'm falling stroke like slow motion. It's beating my heart again. Run away, I'm leaving you. Walking in the shadow. Make me stay unless you feel your heart is dead.
Well, moving right on, pallet makers, TQs, pallet makers at 51 West Coast Road. They buy and sell new and used pallets, manufacture pallets to any size as well. They have some very good export quality gear down there too. So that is pallet makers at 51 West Coast Road. Hope you're all enjoying the show tonight, folks. The Hydrolink Sprint Car War of the Wings series here at the Racecourse Hotel and Motor Lodge, Ruapuna Speedway. Good old legendary racecourse at 118 Racecourse Road. Awesome food, great accommodation. That tuck is available from 6:30 in the morning till late, so if you're up early, you'll be able to have a nice big cooked breakfast. Right, what do you got for us, Nathan?
I believe it's the TQs. Yeah, that looks about right. TQs out on track. I know. It's good. I know my classes. I went to school and learnt something. I must have. Rightio. Tom Lumsden. Now, that'll be why we're not seeing him in the midget. He is driving the number 9 TQ tonight. Great to see Tom out there in the TQ alongside the 63 of Mike Moulin. Rightio, we set the green, and the 63 of Mike Moulin didn't get to the greatest start, and Tom Lumsden's on his side. Not the way we wanted to see him start this one. A couple of Access Man cars caught up down there as well. Looks like the 36 and the 35.
My feelings are far away. It's dark and I'm smoking a lot. It's bleeding my heart again. Your lips making words to say. I'm falling stroke like slow motion. It's bleeding my heart again.
start to build up to the chalk line. Here we go. TQ's heat number 2. We're away this time. Liam McCoubrey round the outside. He's going to try the top side of the racetrack. He's managed to work his way to the race lead. The 3NZ of Liam McCoubrey leads him down into the stadium cars. Prison Bend. Mike Merlin in the 63 there, a little bit wide. Here comes the 9 of Tom Lumsden looking for a move down the inside. 16 Kyle Glover sitting there in that 4th position. Merlin holds off Lumsden as they head down in the stadium cars. Prison Bend. Little bit of a bump as they go through the stadium cars. Prison Bend. Daniel McKinlay, the 4, the Craze machine sitting there in that 5th place. 36 of Gareth Nixon. The next one in the queue, 33 Tyler Warnock. Worked away up a couple of positions. 24, that is Daniel Jenkins. Then we go back to the 12 of Kimberly Yeatman. 72 Brett Booth. 35 of Adam Gent. And the 84 of Ben Morgan. And we've gone yellow once again. And it is the 9 of Tom Lumsden again on his side.
A Tommy tip over.
About 10 metres down the road from where he was not that long ago.
Well, there's got to be some sort of record. Twice in one race.
Well, at least he didn't spin out. He just decided that it was better on 2 wheels than 4.
I need you, walking in the shadow. Make me stay, unless you feel your heart is dead.
Liam McCoubrey back under the hammer, or gets a bit of a bicycle down there in the CJ Phillips Construction Town Bend. Kyle Glover is at the door he needs to open to get through into the race lead. He sits there in 2nd place. Mike Merlin now shovels himself back to 3rd. Here comes the 4 of Daniel McKinlay. Half race distance for heat number 2 of the TQs. Daniel McKinlay now moves himself up. Here comes Merlin round the outside, trying to run wheel to wheel through the stadium cars. Prison Bend they go. The battle for 3rd and 4th. McKinlay's just going to hold on. Here comes the 36 of Gareth Nixon trying to make the pass down the inside. The Access Man teammates run side by side. Merlin just taps the wall coming out of the CJ Phillips Construction Town Bend, so loses that position to Gareth Nixon, who now moves his way up into 4th. It is Liam McCoubrey that leads the field around. Kyle Glover now finds himself in that 2nd place. Here comes the 33 of Tyler Warnock. 24 of Daniel Jenkins in there as well. The 12 of Kimberly Yeatman. 72 Brett Booth. The white flag is out for the race leader. Liam McCoubrey, he's just dancing away from the field. The V Energy number 3 NZ. Couple of car lengths, bit of a bicycle into the stadium cars. Prison Bend. But he will take the checkered flag for heat number 2 of the TQs. Second across the line, the 16 of Kyle Glover. Daniel McKinlay through in the 3rd position. Ahead of the 36 of Gareth Nixon. Mike Merlin ahead of the 33 Tyler Warnock. Daniel Jenkins, 12 of Kimberly Yeatman. 72 Brett Booth. 84 of Ben Morgan. And the 27 of Adam Gent.
And here we go with the first of the feature races, modified sprints. The Radar Geophysical modified sprint feature. They provide the most effective piping and underground service location solutions in Christchurch. That is Radar Geophysical. So what have we got? We've got Kate Warren starting off group number 1. Ooh. Wow. She's going to take some pegging back from there.
Oh yes, she certainly is. Last week the feature results, of course. Kate Warren did take out the feature, Courtney Jones in second, and the 95 of Caleb Bourne finished third. Caleb Bourne, not one that we see out there tonight. Hopefully he will be back for the next meeting. So Kate Warren and the 99 of Charlie Jackson on the front row. Courtney Jones in the 11 alongside the 14 of Clayton Phillips, 33 Brendan Daly, 74 Verna McCaffey, 84 Les Summerfield, 21 Nicola Thompson. Here we go, modified sprint feature time. And the 42 of Kate Warren leads the field down into the CJ Phillips Construction Town Bend. She gets the early jump on the field. The 99 of Charlie Jackson having to slot into second place. 11 of Courtney Jones sitting there in third position. 14 of Clayton Phillips, the next one in the queue. Then we go back to the 74 of Verna McCaffey. 33 Brendan Daly. 84 Les Summerfield just gets a little bit, catches an awkward bump down into the Stadium Cars Prison Bend. 21 of Nicola Thompson, the next one in the queue. Courtney Jones up the inside of 99 Charlie Jackson, makes a pass for second place. So it's the girls are leading 1-2 in the modified sprint feature. Kate Warren out in front and leading the field. Courtney Jones sitting there in that second place. We go back to the 99 Charlie Jackson. Good to see Charlie up there. He's been up there all night so far and doing a stellar job, sitting in third place. Got a couple of car lengths back to the 14 of Clayton Phillips, the CJ Phillips, number 14. So just a couple of laps left to go in the modified sprint feature. Couple of car lengths. Kate Warren opening up over Courtney Jones. 2 laps to go this time by. Courtney Jones sitting there in that second place. Hold down third is Charlie Jackson. Clayton Phillips is in before of Verna McCaffey. 33 Brendan Daly. 84 Les Summerfield. 21 Nicola Thompson. So the white flag comes out, just 1 lap to go for the modified sprint feature. It is all Kate Warren. She's just got the Stadium Cars Prison Bend to negotiate. Comes up on the lap car, but she will take out the feature for the modified sprint. Courtney Jones home in second, the 99 of Charlie Jackson crosses the line in third. 14 Clayton Phillips will be the next one home ahead of the 33 Brendan Daly. 84 of Verna McCaffey ahead. Les Summerfield, the next one across the line, Verna McCaffey, and the 21 of Nicola Thompson. That's how the modified sprint feature will play out. Kate Warren, back-to-back feature wins for the modified sprint. She's unstoppable. course, this season of Speed brought to us by the Racecourse Hotel and Motor Lodge. We've got 46 superior studio units, awesome food for breakfast, lunch and dinner, open daily from 6:30 a.m. till late. Of course, the Hoofbeats Restaurant, Carbine Lounge Bar, the Sports Bar, and of course their motel accommodation. The Racecourse Hotel and Motor Lodge on 18 Racecourse Road. You can find them on Facebook or the racecoursehotel.co.nz. And they are proud to sponsor the Summer of Speed this season at Ruapuna Speedway. On to the 6 shooters for their feature tonight. And it is the 33 of Dal Wright who will start on pole position. Alongside him is the 71 of Chris Gemmett, the 7 of Jason Manson, 75 of Andrew Gregg will go from grid number 4. 88 Peter Keith will go from grid number 5. 49 of Gene Spooner will go from grid number 6. 37 John Spooner will go from grid number 7. And the 14 of Charlene Gemmett will go from grid 8. 57 Johnny Abel will go from grid position number 9. That's the lineup for the 6 shooter feature. Set to go over 10 laps. And Chris Gemmett, the Hitachi Ridgeline Builders, number 71, sitting on the front row. Of course, the last time out. The 6 shooters, of course, the feature taken out by Chris Gemmett. Second was Dal Wright and Gene Spooner in third.
Yeah, just quickly, folks, when you leave the stadium, remember we've got collection boxes here from the Salvation Army. It's for the earthquake relief, so you'll see the boxes at the stadium exit with the Salvation Army logo. Please give it a little. There's some folks that are really hurting.
Radio 6 shooter feature underway. And it is 71 of Chris Gemmett. Here comes the 75 of Andrew Gregg trying to find a way around the outside. Just gives the wall a bit of a touch. Here comes the 7 of Jason Manson. Capitalising down the inside. He makes the pass up to third place, running side by side with Dal Wright. Can he get himself up to that second position? Dal Wright just has the momentum around the outside, so it is Chris Gemmett who leads ahead of Dal Wright. Jason Manson in the 7 machine sitting there in that third position. 49 Gene Spooner sitting there in fourth ahead of the 75 Andrew Gregg. Peter Keith back in the 88 machine. 57 Johnny Abel, 37 John Spooner, 14 Charlene Gemmett. That is how the field is on track in the early stages of the 6 shooter feature. Chris Gemmett out in front in the J&J, holding off from the 33 of Dal Wright. The Triple X Farnley Jet Skis, number 33. Great battle here for third, fourth and fifth. Andrew Gregg just makes a little bit of a mistake. Peter Keith can't capitalise on that. The 57 car of Johnny Abel is come to a halt, and the 37 of John Spooner unfortunately has collected him on the way through, so that will bring on the yellow.
I know where they can spend some of it. Here we go, back with the 6 shooters, Nathan.
Chris Gemmett leading the field under the green. Off the restart, the 33 of Dal Wright sitting there in that second place. The field bunched up once again under the yellow as Dal Wright chasing down Chris Gemmett, throws it in sideways at the CJ Phillips Construction Town bend, gets all too crossed up. Dal Wright now on the tail, opens up a little bit of an advantage through the exit of the turn. A great battle starting to form for the race lead. Chris Gemmett, Mr. Gemmett, Hitachi Power Tools, Ridgeline Builders, J&J number 71, heading the race. 33 of Dal Wright just trying to close in, trying to run a wider line on the exit, trying to close in with only a couple of laps left to go in the 6 shooter feature. 7 of Jason Manson sitting there in that third place, just starting to drop off the front two with a couple of laps left to go. Gene Spooner, great battle with the 75 of Andrew Gregg. Peter Keith in there as well. John Spooner and Charlene Jemmett rounding out the minor places for the 6-shooter feature. Dal Wright trying to get round the outside. Down the back straight, couldn't make it stick. Now he's trying to make the pass. Sit in behind the white flag, comes out for the 6-shooter feature. Dal Wright trying to get the run around the top side. He's going to have one last crack in the Stadium Cars Prison Bend. Chris Jemmett on his way to taking out double feature wins. He's back-to-back feature winner for the 6-shooters. Chris Jemmett. Second home will be the 33 of Dal Wright. Jason Manson finishing there in that third position ahead of Gene Spooner, Andrew Gregg, Peter Keith, John Spooner, and the 14 of Charlene Jemmett. DNF for the 57 of Johnny Abel.
When I'm with you, give it all away.
Yeah, it sure was, and well done to Jack Nen taking out that win. Good to see another face in victory lane, Warwick. Pity young Jack didn't pop down to see you, but we are starting to move on with time. It's 5 minutes past 9 here, Racecourse Hotel Motor Lodge, Ruapuna Speedway time. Remember that next race meeting, the 3rd of December, South Island Sidecar Championship, 15, 16 entries sort of thing. Plus the same night it is the Ryan Stone TQ Tribute race, plus we've got quarter midgets, and we have got 6 shooters on the card that night. That is Saturday, December the 3rd, and then on the 10th of December it's a big value cars warehouse fireworks night, plus the Christmas Classic and a round of the Southern Midget Series. That will be something very much to look forward to. Talking of midgets, time to move on. It's the Equus Industries midget car feature. Equus Industries provide technical waterproofing, tanking, coating and flooring solutions for architects, engineers, property managers and building industry contractors. So they will certainly be getting even more busy. I know they're right out with the Christchurch stuff, but you'd have to say, Warwick, Robbie Roxburgh from Equus, they know their stuff, don't they? And they'll be to the fore up there in the North Canterbury, Marlborough area. Looking forward to seeing the Inter-Island Ferry coming back, I hope. That might be an easy way of getting race car drivers from the North Island down here. Now there's a positive.
What's that, a 10-hour ferry ride or something? That's not bad, Dave. Sitting on the boat for 10 hours?
Yeah, leave Picton at 7 at night and arrive at Christchurch at 5 the next morning or something like that. You'd remember them, Warwick. You go out there with your hanky and wave off the relations at the wharf. And the stream, oh, you'd be back in the days of streamers.
Oh, that's a bit rough, wouldn't it? Right, the midget will line up for their feature. Glenn Jury going off grid position number 1. The 4 of Jeremy Webb will go on grid position number 2. 21, Gavin Wilkie will go on grid number 3. The 5 of Scotty Miller of grid number 4. Grid number 5 sees the 87 of Scott Bailey. Grid number 6, the 71 of Jay Chadwick. 69, Tim Miller will go off grid 7. And the 7 of Gary Chadwick. Great to see Gary back out there. We'll start on grid number 8. So the pace car pulls into the infield. Midget car feature, here we go. Jeremy Webb and Glenn Jury. We drop the green flag and away we go for the midget car feature. Jeremy Webb straight to the top of the racetrack around the outside of Glenn Jury. He takes on the race lead as they go into the Stadium Cars Prison Bend. Jury has to slot now into that second place. Gavin Wilkie sitting there in that 3rd position, the collision centre. Number 21 trying to sit on the bottom of the racetrack, trying to reel in the 36 of Glenn Jury, the 5 of Scotty Miller. Here comes the 7 of Gary Chadwick. Trying to run the top side of the racetrack, move back past a couple of those back markers. Scotty Bailey in the 87 sits here in that 5th position. Then we go back to Tim Miller, regular TQ driver, giving his hand at the midgets tonight in the Dion Roxford machine. And the 7 of Gary Chadwick picks him off, trying to now pick off the 87 of Scott Bailey. Meanwhile, Jeremy Webb out in front, the K&T Drainage. Brecker Esslinger leads this field for the midget car feature. We've got 3 in the books, 4 in the books now, 8 to go for Jeremy Webb. 36, Glenn Jury just starting to pull away now over the 21 of Gavin Wilkie. As they come out of the Stadium Cars Prison Bend to cross off another lap, Scotty Miller and the 5 machine. The Brecker Gertie sits there in that 4th place. He's sitting right on the bumper. Here he goes, trying to make a pass round the outside as they head into the Stadium Cars Prison Bend. Couldn't pull it off, has to sit in behind. Here comes Gary Chadwick, the Chadwick building. Number 7, Aggressor Esslinger, looking for the top side of the racetrack, looking for those opportunities. Can he get the pass down the inside of Scotty Miller? So head into the stadium cars, Prison Bend, 5 laps to go for Jeremy Webb. Out in front, we're watching the charge from Gary Chadwick. The Chadwick Builders, number 7, coming through the field. Now he's worked his way up into 4th place, looking to hunt down the 21 of Gavin Wilkie. Of course, Wilkie and the Garrett Ford. Wilkie still sitting there in 3rd place. A couple of car lengths back to the 7 of Gary Chadwick. Meanwhile, Jeremy Webb running the race of his own, doing a fantastic job out in front in the 4 car, leading this field. He's got about 6 or 7 car lengths back to Glenn Jury, who chucks it in at the CJ Phillips Construction Town Bend. Handful of laps to go. Here comes Chadwick. Can he get down the inside of Gavin Wilkie? He makes the pass stick. Wilkie back down the inside, trying to get the slider done on the exit of the turn. He makes the pass stick. The battle for 3rd and 4th, a final spot on the podium for the midget car feature. It's all on. It's all Gavin Wilkie. The white flag comes out for Jeremy Webb. Just 1 lap to go. Glenn Jury, 2nd place. He sits currently to battle for 3rd between Gavin Wilkie and Gary Chadwick. Chadwick trying to go to the top side. The CJ Phillips Construction Town Bend. Can he drive out of the corner? He does. He moves a couple of car lengths ahead. Jeremy Webb will take the win for the midget car feature. Glenn Jury home in 2nd place. Gary Chadwick up to 3rd. He gets the final spot on the podium. Gavin Wilkie, oh so close, just reeled in that last lap. Scotty Miller, the next one home ahead of Scott Bailey. Tim Miller, a good drive by him. And the 71 of Jay Chadwick rounds out the midfield. That's not a bad feat, 2 weeks. And that's a feature win in 2 classes.
Here goes the TQ feature, which will bring down the curtain on tonight's program. Brought to us by A1 Electricians. Give them a call for all your electrical requirements.
Okay, the grid lineup for the TQs feature Kyle Glover will start off grid position number 1. The 3 NZ of Liam McCready will go from grid 2. 33 Tyler Warnock will go from grid 3. The 12 of Kimberly Yeatman will go from grid number 4. The 4 of Danny McKinley will go from grid 5. 24 Daniel Jenkins will go from grid 6. 53 Mike Merwin will go from grid 7. The 72 of Brett Booth from grid 8. 36 Gareth Nixon from grid 9. The 84 of Ben Morgan from grid 10. And the 35 of Adam Gent will round out the starters for the TQ feature. Here we go, getting set up to the chalk line. Liam McCoubrey and Kyle Glover. We drop the green flag and away we go for the TQ feature. They run side by side into the CJ Phillips Construction Town Bend. Tyler Warnock trying to make it 3 wide. He moves up the best of them up into 2nd place. Liam McCoubrey, the 3 NZ, the V Machine, leads the field around on the opening lap of the TQ feature. Tyler Warnock sitting there in that 2nd place. Kyle Glover, the 16 car, sitting in that 3rd position. And behind, we've got the Dirt Flirt, the 12 of Kimberly Yeatman. They make their way through the stadium cars. Prison Bend, she sits in that 4th position. The happyhire.co.nz, number 12. Sits right on the tail now of Kyle Glover, trying to make a move down the inside for 3rd place. They run side by side down to the stadium cars, Prison Bend. And Kimberly Yeatman gets the job done. The Dirt Flirt moves away up into 3rd position. But it is the 3NZ of Liam McCoubrey, the V Energy number 3. He is opened up about a half a straightaway gap now over the 2nd place of Tyler Warnock. The Canterbury Glass number 33. Sitting there in 2nd place, got a couple of car lengths over Kyle Glover. He's moved himself ahead now of Kimberly Yeatman into that 3rd position. So the battle for 3rd and 4th race is well and truly on. Kyle Glover trying to close up now on the 33 of Tyler Warnock. We've got 5 laps in the book, 7 to go in the TQ feature. Here comes the 24 of Daniel Jenkins down the inside. He makes the pass on Kimberly Yeatman. And the 16 of Kyle Glover, he makes the pass on Stadium Cars Prison Bend, so he gets himself up into 2nd place. The Champion Freight CP3 chassis of Kyle Glover has found himself up into 2nd place, managed to get past the 33 of Tyler Warnock. The battle for 4th and 5th. They come through the stadium cars, Brisbane Bend, and it's Daniel Jenkins ahead of the 12 of Kimberly Yeatman, as she just used the tyres a little too much early on in the feature. The 72 of Brett Booth starting to close in as well. Then we go back to the 36 of Gareth Nixon, the 4 of Daniel McKinlay. Then we go back to the 63 of Mike Moulin, the 84 of Ben Morgan, the 35 of Adam Gent. That's how the field is on the racetrack, with only 4 laps to go for Liam McCoubry. The V Energy 3NZ leads this field by about half a straightaway over the 16 of Kyle Glover. Tyler Warnock having to settle for that 3rd position with only a handful of laps to go. So the white flag will come out in just a couple of laps' time for Liam McCoubry, on track to taking out his first feature win of the season. The white flag will come out this time around for the V Energy number 3. It's got a healthy gap over the champion freight number 16 of Kyle Glover. 33 Tyler Warnock sitting in that 3rd position. Barring any major problems, that's how they are going to finish for the TQ feature. Checker flag comes out. Liam McCoubry will take home the feature for the TQs. Kyle Glover home in 2nd place ahead of the 33 Tyler Warnock. Daniel Jenkins getting there ahead of 12 Kimberly Yeatman. Close finish between Yeatman and the 4 of Daniel McKinlay to finish in 6th. Gareth Nixon, Brett Booth, Mike Moulin, Ben Morgan, and the 36 of Adam Gent will round out the TQs for their feature.
It's provocative.
The winners, 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 the winn gorillas, gorillas.